Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles. I post fragrance related content and would very much appreciate you subscribing and joining the family. Now, if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Also remember to hit the like and share button, guys, as those two buttons help with the algorithm. Now, today's video is going to be a quick review on these two fragrances from Lattafa. One is Victoria, which is this one, and the other is Mashrabia. We're going to start with Victoria. These two fragrances were my tray for the month of June, and I did promise that I was going to bring them before the end of June, more so that I had them in my collection for about 8 weeks. Now, this has gone around as being inspired by that Dolce & Gabbana devotion, right? Now, what I can say about it, Offset, is it's a citrusy scent, right? With a lemony thing that comes to the surface. Now, I have smelled devotion in store before. It's a fragrance that was too happy in the lemoniness, okay? And that lemoniness was kind of puddingy, and it was also cake-like. It was busy. It felt as though it's trying too hard to feel like a dessert, to feel like a gourmand. So it's not a fragrance that I was drawn to. I did try both, the regular one and the intense. Do I get what I got from the original in Victoria? Certainly, I'm going to say they share that citrus, okay, which is the star of the show. And the citrus doesn't come off as like a, like a rindy, how to put it, rindy, fizzy citrus, where if you squeeze the rind, you would literally sneeze. That's not how it comes across in this and in the original. When I say in the original, it was too happy in the lemoniness, all I'm saying is it was too concentrated, too foodie, too much. And I didn't like it for that. In this, it's there, but it's not hitting the spot. So I would say yes, this is an inspiration, but it's quite a shy inspiration. It's kind of feeling as though it's muffled a lot in vanilla. And by this, I'm going to give you an example for those who may have Angham. I'm not saying these two fragrances are the same, they're not. Angham is inspired by Burberry Goddess, right? Now, if you had the chance to smell Angham, smell Burberry Goddess, and smell Maison Alhambra Athena, then you probably can relate or, have a mental shortcut of what I'm trying to explain here, that the vanilla in here leaves you wishing it could do more. And based on my experience with Angham, it did not change. I kept on thinking, oh, it's going to concentrate, it'll probably do better, but it didn't. So I am afraid that perhaps this is what's going to happen with Victoria. Victoria has the same mix of that vanilla the way Lattafa did it in Angham, but this is more on the lemony side, and lemony as in you just smelling a jar of some lemon flavored jelly, okay? I think that's the best way to describe it. And perhaps if I say smell, that will be even a little bit misleading, because maybe by just smelling the jelly, you wouldn't get much. Take a spoon of lemon jelly, okay, eat it. What you get there is kind of how this interprets, where it's not really lemony enough, but you cannot call it a fragrance without the lemon accord. So that lemon meringue is there, but very shy. Kind of feels like a fresher take to that devotion. But even then, I'm going to say that in quotations, because what it really feels like is, it feels like a fragrance that I would say, if you like, you're going to like, instead of saying it's a dupe or 101, okay? Devotion to me was intense, and I'm not getting that in this, but in compensation, this is kind of too polite to me, pushing very synthetic. And I do believe the original has got a rum note listed, okay? And it could be the rum mixing with the lemon, giving it that intensity or whatever it was. But I don't get an intense fragrance in this, guys. I get a fragrance that keeps me thinking it's gonna change. I get a fragrance that's playing disappearing act, and even when it rises to the surface, it's very faint, So it's very safe, too safe. Perhaps the note proportions are different. Perhaps it's the quality of the notes. I don't know, guys. So here's the gourmand accord is there, but it's not doing enough. It's not sweet enough to say, oh, this reminds me of lemon cake, 100%. If it's gonna change, I'm gonna tell you. But for now, it's so careful in everything that it's doing. It's so soft. But of course, a wrap up, of course, of that lemon and vanilla. Weather-wise, this I've worn in the heat. And I have done a lot of sprays, and it hasn't really gotten to a point where I say it's doing a lot, or I got compliments, or it was projecting that much. It was just a safe fragrance to me. If it changes, guys, I will let you know. So I am able to wear a lot of sprays of this in the heat, and it's not really bothering me. It's just lightly scented. And the good thing about me having this is I have the Afnan Delicious on its way, another fragrance that has been compared to that Devotion. So I'm going to bring you the two and let you know what is doing what. I'm just hoping that the Delicious from Afnan is going to be a twist, because if it's 101, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it as well, because that Devotion is pretty pushy. Some people absolutely love it. Some people cannot stand it. Okay. I've also listed the note of neroli. I wouldn't bother about the neroli in here. It's not piercing. It's all very polite and very safe. Swimming in a vanilla that's kind of similar to what you're going to get in Hang Hang. And a certain profile, though marketed for women, I feel some men can pull it off. Okay, so that is Victoria. Next up is going to be Mashrabia, and then we call it a wrap. Mashrabia is a fragrance that even when I put on the tray, I was so excited, because I did tell you guys that I did love this particular fragrance. Okay, now that is the atomizer for Mashrabia. Let me give you a close-up. Oh, the cap. Okay, that's the close-up of Mashrabia. So this is certainly almondy. Something in here comes across as very cherry-like, and I don't remember seeing the note of cherry on the note pyramid, but there is something that you're going to smell there that kind of pops, giving you that mental shortcut of how, you know, cherry or almond sometimes interprets in fragrances. I certainly get that. So this immediately asserts itself as a spicy scent, especially with that cinnamon, you know, doing the most there. Very nicely done cinnamon emerges, you know, behind or on top of that almondy feel of a cherry. And they didn't list the note of cherry alone, you know, in this note pyramid. They listed apple shisha. And in the last video, I did tell you that I actually wouldn't repurchase this one should it run out, but I would purchase the French Avenue one, simply because the French Avenue one kind of highlights an apple accord. Whether that's a twist or that's just how you know, the fruit accord that shisha interprets, where they've doused it more in apple and then this one doused it more in cherry. I don't know, but I kind of like what the French Avenue one does. Nothing wrong with this one. This one is absolutely amazing. The only reason why I would not repurchase it, in as much as I enjoy it a lot, is that cherry almondy accord is something that I've come across in a lot of other fragrances. An example of which is going to be the Lost Cherry. I'm not saying this is like Lost Cherry, guys, no. But if you have smelt Lost Cherry, you will know that the almondy, you know, accord in Lost Cherry, that cherry in itself is very prominent there, and you kind of hold on to that for a long time. This transitions, of course, to give you other pages, because that cherry, apple, and all that, you know, shisha accord that it has, it also brings to the surface, you know, the note of dates, which you are going to smell prominently if you have interacted with dates. And I know dates can be weird to smell, because to the nose, sometimes they just interpret as waxy, or give you a mental shortcut of a sticky type of, you know, scent. And I do get that in this. And then it flips and gives me a tease of a tobacco, a little bit of some smoke there. So everything in here is beautifully done. I absolutely love this fragrance. Also love the fact that it incorporates the note of caramel, but being able to stay as a unisex fragrance, being one that can be worn by both genders outright, because sometimes when we say unisex, a fragrance is spicy, woody, is warm and smoky, that could, in other words, mean unisex, but maybe 80% masculine leaning. This is outright 50-50. I see women liking this. I see men liking this. The caramel is not too excited, but yes, it weighs in to add some sweetness, working with a vanilla, a dusty patchouli, and a little bit of something there that feels a little bit green, but beautiful composition altogether. This, I feel, is changing. Every time I spray this, I kind of have a different experience. So this is the sort that's probably going to get better with time. It's a composition that promises to thicken, and I believe it should, based on the note pyramid. I mean, if you put tobacco in a fragrance, you put some dates, cinnamon there, spices, a lot of mixed fruit, vanillas, a smoky accord, and patchouli, chances are that fragrance, the longer it sits, is going to get better. So if this one concentrates to even a thicker composition than it is, then this is certainly one that I would say is a winner. If I'm to compare this and this, they're not the same, guys. They are totally different. This one has gone around as smelling a lot like Smoking Hot by Killian, and I remember saying I was going to hunt that fragrance down and compare. I haven't unfortunately managed to do that because I've been busy. If I manage to get my nose on Smoking Hot by Killian, I'm going to tell you, whether it's 100 or somewhere there. But on its own, even if it were not a dupe, I absolutely love this fragrance. I love the fact that it uses heavyweight notes without choking the wearer. If this one thickens, I would certainly recommend it for cooler days and nights, or even winter and fall. But as it is, I am able to wear it in the heat without a problem. So definitely a winner for me, Mashrabia, as opposed to Victoria. It's not memorable enough for me to say, oh, let me go to my collection. No, now I'm going to spray Victoria. It's not that memorable to me. If it changes, I'll obviously let you know when I bring you that Afnan. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Let me know your thoughts on these. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.